What's up, everybody? It's Jeff with Lift to Thrive. Going to be posting my training a little bit more consistently, just so it's a great opportunity for me to discuss a little bit more of my training philosophy, how I train myself, how I train others, especially those who have different goals. The philosophies are the same, but the tools we use are a bit different sometimes. So for 2026, I have some pretty big goals. I'm going to be cutting down from around 213 pounds body weight to 181 pounds and competing in powerlifting at 181 and then competing in weightlifting later on in the year in that ballpark. Definitely less than 200 pounds, but we'll see what weight class makes the most sense near the end of 2026 or midway point. But right now, the goal is building a strength base and endurance base, building up my general physical preparedness, we call that GPP, and then just building up, general strength. So with my weightlifting, it's going to be variations like the muscle snatch that you saw there, some hang snatch variations, and then just keeping it sharp with a few sets of traditional snatches, just to make sure I have got my kind of mobility and my skill down and everything like that, but not pushing the percentages too high towards my 1 rep max on them. Really just building up that solid base, and that way I can make my light weights or my medium weights feel light, right? Build up strength and muscle along the way. I also want to save some resources so that my legs, my knees can recover really well, and I can push my squats even more. That's a big goal for especially the front half of 2026, as I want to build up my squat base again. I haven't built up a base on my squat for a long time. It's been, kind of lighten it up and then, build peak to a competition, but I haven't built in the 4 to 6 rep range, adding 10, 20, 30 pounds to that over a training block in quite a while. So that's the goal of 2026, especially early on, is build up that base and get lean. So here's some Spoto bench presses where you bring it down, pause about an inch or two off the chest, hold for a moment and press up. Really like how these went today. Couldn't have gone smoother. And I always like to start a training block off with having some room in the tank. So having some reps in the tank, having some weight in the tank, and not going quite to failure. That way I can build momentum each and every training session, and I'm getting a good return on investment in terms of training stimulus to the fatigue that I'm getting in the joints and things like that. That way everything can recover at a nice rate, and I can keep progressing without getting hurt or anything kind of stalling out. So really happy with Spoto's presses today, and the movements before this went well as well. And then I finished up with some accessories that I didn't record. So these were the first few movements. But then afterwards I finished with Pendlay row, single leg hamstring curls. That's another thing about my goal of building up a base, is I'm going to be getting a lot more machine work in and just isolation work, building up the individual muscles, getting them nice and strong. So follow along. I'm going to be kind of pointing out my own insight on my own training, and then posting some tips here and there that will help carry it over to your own training. That way you can be successful as well, and you can get stronger, healthier, happier, and do it in a way that keeps you from getting injured. So talk to you guys more. Let me know if you have any questions, but I'm excited for the journey ahead.